Jack Parsons got me on the moon. Jack Parsons got me on the moon.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Not Quite the Witching Hour of me, Thomas Sheridan. I've had a bit of a rough time of it lately, so that's why there's been a slowdown in videos and not as many as I wanted to make. But that's like, what can you do? I just wanted to make one quick video before Christmas and whatever, and to wish you all a happy holiday season, and to try and like put a few words of, encouragement out there. I think we can look back at 2025 tribe-like people with an awful lot of satisfaction. There are many of the feelings that we had and the things we were inclined towards. We've had tremendous validation on so many levels. Things like woke is dead and so on. And many of the people who, put us down over the years, they're like, bewildered now. They can't believe how things have changed so suddenly. And with that in mind, I want to talk about like what brought us to this point, and it's a concept of synthesis. Now, I think that's what people like us are different than, say, the average normie out there, is that we can synthesize various elements of reality around us and see from that kind of extrude a clearer picture than what people who depend on the evening news or, mainstream media will ever understand. We have a situation now where basically human consciousness is deteriorating and IQ levels are dropping worldwide. And as a result of this, and there's loads of reasons for this, and I'm not going to go into them now, you have a situation now where people have replaced curiosity with obedience to authority. What saved us during the scandemic was the curiosity to go onto page 3 of the of Google search engine on the needlecraft to discover that this thing was potentially very dangerous and not even properly tested. That was the curiosity that we still have compared to the conformity that the normies have. That has now have them, they don't even have the DNA they were born with anymore, and they're dropping dead like flies all over the place. And the amount of road traffic accidents is astounding. I was just looking at the ones in Ireland in the recent days, including many pedestrians, and just bizarre road accidents. Many of them single driver occupancy. And I just asked on social media, is it the same where you live? And everyone was saying it's even worse. The roads are deadly, and this is all the spatial problems caused by the destruction of their central nervous system by the experimental gene therapy of the needlecraft. And we didn't end up that way because we could synthesize these things. And this same sort of sense of synthesizing this like fuzzy, miasma of information, and then from that and pulling out something that's very useful to us is what we're now very careful on the roads. We're very careful when we're like crossing the streets and stuff like that because we're not waiting for a government press release to tell us the roads are dangerous. We were able to, you know, evaluate these things without having an expert telling us it was true or not. We now have a situation where, the majority of society, overwhelmingly, maybe 90% plus, maybe 99%, absolutely need a government, university, corporate, or civil service press release to tell them what reality is. They don't even know it's in front of their own eyes. They have to be told this by press releases, by the news. Now, we as tribe-like people are very fortunate in that we've avoided all that stuff. we've escaped it, and that sense of synthesis, that ability to look at these fuzzy ideas and take, rather than pure logic or pure protocol, we're saying, hold on a second, it's not like that. I have to look at this. And it's created in us a magnificent sense of cynicism. And that's, served us very well, especially in the last year. Last year, 2024, it served us extremely well. We are absolutely, if you take us, you go back to 2020 and compare us to now, we are on the right side of history. All the smugness and all the swagger from the other side that kicked in 2020, particularly in the early summer, they're all gone, and they're all gone, and everything they pushed on our faces is all gone, and we tribe-minded folks have walked away from it clean. So you should be very proud of yourself going into this holiday season. Very proud of yourself. Now, another thing I want to talk about is that a lot of people view this time of year as a very dark thing, and and they talk about things like seasonal depression disorder. And I got news for you. It's supposed to be dark. It's, this notion that we're supposed to be happy all the time comes directly out of psychiatry, selling us medications to make us happy all the time. Lots of people this time of year, they remember family members or friends they were close, or pets that they were close to, and they miss them terribly. And that's okay. You're supposed to do that. The what life is about is contentment. Contentment with, sometimes you hope, more happiness than sadness. But if you're achieving a sort of a line of contentment through the trajectory of your life, you've done bloody damn well, and that's what you aim for, contentment with your lot in life, not happiness all the time. It's unnatural, and so is sadness all the time unnatural. But that's this dark time of year that's natural. And rather than people saying, "Oh, here, cheer up, have an eggnog, have a sherry, it's Christmas," those people who are sad, let them go through that process. Let them deal with that. That's normal. They'll be okay when the weather gets better and they come out of it. But this is like it with an Irish folklore and then traditional Irish side societies. This was the time of you went into the dark world. That period between Christmas and the women's Christmas, or Twelfth Night, in January. Those 12 nights of Christmas were about, or of the Yule of the Saturnalia season, were about going into the land of the dead almost. And so you'd almost like the old you would die through, and then there was sadness, and it was kind of a mourning of the self, and then you passed into the new you, which you begin again. So don't shy from that stuff. And don't, if you know someone who's a bit down at the moment, don't be shoving, blowing, wearing a paper hat and blowing, whistles into their faces, saying, "Come on, it's Christmas." Don't be like that. Let them go through what they need to go through. And of course, if they're continuing it on unnecessarily for too long, you've also got an onus on them to say, "Yeah, okay, can we get you out of this state?" But there are some people who do, we do know there are professional depressives out there who use the grift sympathy off everybody to get everything from pussy to money. They do exist, and a lot of them are very active. A lot of the sympathy grifters, the depression grifters are, the fake depression grifters they're not supposed on social media this time of year. I don't know what's the point. I may do it all, and it's usually probably just pick up some chick on the internet or something. That's disturbingly common. That is. And I don't know what the point is anymore, and then this kind of thing, and there's a lot of that goes on. And so, it, you know, be grateful that were able to synthesize the information of the last few years to put you to the point now. I think those of us in the tribe are actually very well set up for the future. 2025 is going to be a remarkable year. I'll make another video before New Year's about 2025, what my predictions for it. But we're going through a massive wave function collapse. And so things will be deeper. Those who are sad this time of year will be sadder. Those who are happier will be happier. There's an intensity of feelings, and that's okay. That's all right. So all I can do until I'll make a video before New Year's is wish you all Shona Nollaig, good Yule, Yo Saturnalia, Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, And if you don't do any of those things, just have a nice time and chill out and go into that introspective world because it will serve you well. And sanguine gnosis. Love you all. Take care.
Need for salvation is a very interesting thing, especially when people talk about their independence, their free will. If you need someone to save you, or you need a counter culture or mainstream culture savior, someone who validates your opinions, you're really a slave. Suffering from a disease, and the disease is that you have not understood that the problem is really your belief in external salvation beyond yourself. If you didn't need to feel this desire to have an authority figure or a celebrity or a politician validate and express your feelings, you wouldn't need these saviors in the first place. And this is the root of the problem. We are very carefully controlled from the time we're children to have a sort of the need for a savior.
There is no turning back. You got to face the truth. It's all you have to do. Hit the ground and run. Take a second glance towards the rising sun.
You grow up with that picture of Jesus Christ with his Dionysian beard and long hair, and his softness and his arid looks. And you believe that, deep in your subconscious, that this is someone you need. But you're missing the point completely. Salvation is your own ass. Accept it and please deal with it.